Hello and welcome to the RBTV Game of the Week. I'm Andy Polewski. Joining me today is Steve Bear for RB's conference matchup against foe Walther Christian. So Steve, what are some things RB has to do well to prevail tonight?
Well, if RB can just manage the game and just do everything it's supposed to on offense, not make any stupid mistakes with turnovers or anything like that, and play good, solid defense, they should be able to come out with an easy victory. Walther is 0-3 and with 3 terrible losses, so I think RB should be able to come out with a victory here.
Yeah, their last 3 losses have been 47-0, 55-12, and 35-0. I mean, 3 devastating losses. Actually, the first loss, the 47-0 to Wheaton Academy, new conference foe Wheaton Academy, actually made 10 players quit the team, which I think led Walther to have brand new freshman starting quarterback, Anthony Reedy. We'll see how that plays out and how if RB's defense can take advantage of the inexperienced Reedy. Well, he may have 2 games under his belt. I'm not sure when he took over the job. He may have 2 games, so RB can't get too big of a head. How tough is it for an athlete in general to not get too big of a head facing a team like Walther, who's had a tough run of it lately?
Well, RB, sometimes they're not the underdog. Well, most of the time they're the underdog too, so they know what it's like to be counted out in a game, so they shouldn't give Walther the benefit.
And the ball on the ground. Good pursuit. Look at how many Bulldogs are on that tackle. Great pursuit by the Bulldogs, and they're getting pumped up after the great special teams coverage brings Walther all the way to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, great play by the special teams there. Just solid work.
Good pursuit after the ball. Oftentimes when there's a fumble, players lose lane integrity thinking they can get the ball, but RB stayed disciplined. That's one thing in his 3rd-year coaching I think Brendan Curtin has added to this team is discipline.
Oh, absolutely, but kind of the opposite on the side for the Mustangs, opening up with sloppy play, a muffed kickoff, that's not what you want to see if you're a Mustangs fan.
And actually, it is not Reedy. It is William DeSazer Jr., also a freshman, though. William DeSazer Jr. is the quarterback for us. They may be switching off, though. Great play by the Bulldogs, stuffing.
And look at that. Mike McCabe just jumps on the pile to bring them all down. Nice play from McCabe.
McCabe, one of the several seniors in RB's defense. RB had a lot of returning juniors last year, a lot of returning seniors this year. That adds something to the team.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Anytime you have, experienced players, it's always going to benefit you.
Especially in a 2nd year with the same coach, a little consistency as Coach Curtin's experiencing now. And now it's DeSazer Jr. under center. Bulldogs, a lot of men in the box. Pitch out wide. Good pursuit by the Bulldogs to bring down Antonio Williams, the senior.
Great job bottling up the run there. You don't want to let them get a big run and think they can run all over you, but nice stop there by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and Walther looked like they're going to come with the full house backfield. That's 3 running backs in the backfield behind the quarterback. That, even including the quarterback, that is 4 guys potentially coming at the Bulldogs. Discipline will be key tonight.
Absolutely. You can expect a lot of run, but you don't want to cheat. Just always expecting the run.
Well, it looks like they're playing one safety here, bringing the other safety up in the box. And Walther trying to run it down RB's throat. They do not get it. And looks like Walther will go 3 and out on their first series of the game with 10-14 left in the first quarter.
That's what you want to see if you're a Bulldogs fan. 3 and out to start the game. Defense looking sharp, and Walther, just looking kind of sloppy out of the gate.
Key thing, the Bulldogs are winning the battle at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it's interesting. Bulldogs come with a 3-man set at the line of scrimmage, 5 linebackers. So, interesting.
They will make teams beat them by the pass. Back to return this kick is number 34, Matt Chapp.
Chap has 2 kickoff returns on the season already, so it'll be interesting to see what he does here.
And he is explosive as they come.
Oh.
Fair catch called for, not touched by a Bulldog, and that's going to be rolling back to around the Walther 37-yard line.
Bulldogs are going to have great field position here. Let's see if Ryan Swift and the Bulldog offense can make something happen here in the first drive.
Ryan Swift, the junior captain, second year as a starter, really 1.5 years. Most of the year last year he played as a starter. Second year as a starter, what can we expect from him against a team like Walther?
Well, last year, Ryan's first year, he didn't have a lot of experience under his belt. Now he's had 7 or so starts. You can see a lot more confidence this game, especially against undermanned Walther Christian defense.
Exactly, and Ryan Swift under center, 2 in the backfield. Pitch strong side. And that's Chap. Chap breaking a big one, cuts inside, makes a tackler miss, and brings it down to the 15-yard line.
You can expect to see a lot of plays like this. You know, Walther's defense just looks undermanned, unprepared for Chap.
Especially, if they look unprepared on that play, RB is going hurry up, if not no huddle. You may see a little no huddle now, hurry up right now. You saw Pribble Peardenach as a fullback last play. Now he's out as a tight end away from the line of scrimmage, as you can see there on the right. But in the backfield out of your screen is Adolfo Linares. He gets stuffed at the line. That will create about a 2nd and 8.
RB is staying true to the running game there, trying to make the Walther defense ready for the run. Perhaps we could see a pass on this play and mix it up.
Yeah, with RB's defense being so good, especially against a team like Walther, it gives their offense a lot of time, a lot of rest, and some good field position. And now it's Pribble Peardenach, who got caught in the backfield, but looks like he did not make it back to the line of scrimmage, lost it 2.
Yeah, you see, again, another running play. That's tended to be an ongoing theme in the Brendan Curtin era, and it looks like we're going to see more of that tonight.
Yeah, establishing the run seems paramount in his offense. And now let's see with a 3rd and 10. We'll see with Pribble Peardenach in the backfield. Pribble Peardenach and Swift, 2 junior captains. Swift in the shotgun. Snap to Swift, rolls right. Good pass. Oh, out of the hands of number 24 in the Bulldogs. That'd be Dean Zigalich.
That's very uncharacteristic of Dean. He usually catches anything that's thrown in his vicinity. Not often will you see him drop an easy pass like that.
That's for sure. He did great move on the line, creating a bit of separation from his defender. And it looks like they're bringing out Nick Fusinato to attempt the field goal.
Yeah, Fusi or Nick Fusinato. He's a first-year player and never played football before, but he just walked onto the team, and he's been great for the Bulldogs so far this season.
And now it's Fusinato. And looks like it is no good.
That's his first miss of the year. Wow.
Yeah, Nick Fusinato, actually fairly accurate. Former soccer player. Big injury in 7th grade, forced him to quit the sport, but still got a great leg. And again, as you said, first miss of the season for Nick Fusinato.
Yeah, in the first game against Morton, he had 3 field goals and a couple extra points. And that's really the first miscue he's made in his whole career as a kicker.
Now RB looks to recover. Walther on the 20-yard line. Let's hope to see some of the defensive dominance we saw from the Bulldogs last possession for Walther. And it's still DeSazer Jr. under center. 2 men in the backfield. Good play by the Bulldogs. Something I'm loving from this defense. I feel like 12 guys, there's an extra guy on the field getting after the ball every time there's a run play.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Last year's team, sometimes they would kind of get a little lazy and not always, wrap up on the tackle. This year's 2014 edition looks to be way more aggressive. And as a coach and a fan, that's what you want to see.
Look at this. You see there are 5 or 6 players. One comes, hits him in the mouth. Another wraps him up around the waist. They all want to get in on the action.
And that's what you want to see if you're Bulldog
Now it's 5
fan.
on Walther in motion. Trap handoff. Good tackle by Pribble Peardenach. After Ishawn Bakes lets him get to the outside.
Yeah, this is Eshawn Banks' first game playing. He joined the team a little later on after the summer practices, and this is his first in-game action of the season.
David Pearl-Pierdonac. You know, you see the numbers there. They don't look too staggering. 1 yard rushing, 0 touchdowns. He's mainly a blocker. He's in there. He's a big body. Played a lot of linebacker last season as a sophomore on the varsity team. Played a lot of linebacker last season and really did a good job. So that blocking is key to the Bulldog offense. But now it's Caesar Jr. under center on the defense. Bulldogs bringing a lot, and they get him in the backfield on the end around.
Nice play. Yeah, anticipating the run because that's all they've been doing, and it pays off for the Bulldogs there.
Zach Pasker flying through the line of scrimmage, nearly untouched, wraps up the Walther wide receiver running back who came around on that end around. They thought they could get the Bulldogs coming in hard and getting end around, but the Bulldogs linebackers were too quick for Walther on that play.
Great play by the Bulldogs there. You can expect to see a lot more hits like that throughout the game. Bulldogs look to be dominating so far.
They are playing well, and now Caesar Jr. still under center. Drops back to pass. First pass of the game, and it's Sam McGee getting up in there.
Wow.
Intercepted! And that is Zach Pacer who comes up with the interception.
Wow.
A play in the backfield, and now an interception. What can't Zach Pacer do?
Apparently nothing, Andrew. But I don't know about, I'm not saying anything about his skills as a pass catcher, but that was a gift if there ever was one.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, they're seeing the freshman quarterback right there. Overthrown, airy pass, no drive to the ball.
That would explain why they've been running it so much.
That would. Dean Ziglich split out to the right. Anton Dixon on the very near side of the field. Now it's Ryan Swift. Play action. Oh, he's got a man deep. A little overthrown. For that was number 24, Dean Ziglich, who had about a yard on his man.
Yeah, just a bit overthrown by Swift. Usually he's able to drop the pin on those passes, just a little bit too much mustard on that one.
I think he was surprised how much room Dean Ziglich had and got a little excited.
Yeah, but that's a tough one for a quarterback. It's not like a button hook where you can just throw it at him. You have to lob it up so they can catch it.
Requires a lot of touch. And Ryan Swift, inside handoff to, looks like, is that Dolphin Linares?
I think that's Pierdonac.
Pierdonac, it is Pierdonac. And that'll be a 3rd and short.
Bulldogs mixing it up, keeping everyone honest.
And now it's Swift under center, Pierdonac. Look like they're in a strong eye. And now it's Swift under center. 3 receiver set. Pitch play. Have a lot of blockers in front of him. Matt Chapp cuts upfield. He's at the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Matthew Chapp.
Wow. That's the Bulldogs' first offensive touchdown since the Morton game. Everything else has come off special teams from guess who? Matt Chapp. 2 returns in the last 2 games. But he finally gets a rushing touchdown there.
Man, if you look up the dictionary definition for explosive, you'll just see a picture of Matt Chapp. Look at him. There is no one who's catching up to that speed.
Know who he kind of reminds me of? Matt Forte.
He does.
He does it all for the Bulldogs, whether it be kick returning, blocking, or getting a big running touchdown there.
He even punted for them last season.
He's punting this season, too.
He is, and Nick Fusinato tacks on the extra point to make the Bulldog league 7-0 with 4:50 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, good start for the Bulldogs. Should be 10-0 game right now, 7-0 after the miss by Fusinato, but everything's looking to be going the Bulldogs' way thus far.
It is, and defensive and offensively, you really got to love what you're seeing if you are Coach Curtin.
Absolutely. You know, if the Bulldogs can just keep on doing what they're doing, keep on bottling up the run, because running's pretty much the only option the Mustangs have with a inexperienced young quarterback in DeShazer.
And now it is Nick Fusinato to kick away. Back to return for Walther, we have Antonio Williams and Elijah Gator.
Yeah, the Mustang kickoff team has proved very untrustworthy. Last week they had a safety on the opening kickoff, and this opening kickoff last time was a muff punt.
Bomb from Nick Fucinato down to the 10-yard line. Great job wrapping up the legs. That is number 15 on the Bulldogs, Brandon Bennett. Great special teams play by Brandon.
All right, let's see if the Bulldogs can do it again. Get another quick stop. Give it to the Bulldogs offense. Get some more points on the board.
You know, when they have the momentum, they really have to use it. So quick stop, get points on the board. That is has to be the Bulldogs game, not only in this first quarter while they have the momentum, but the entire game.
Yeah, Bulldogs just got to keep on piling it on, make sure that the Mustangs know they got no chance to win this game.
And looks like there was some movement on the front. The flag is on the field. It may have been a false start. It looks like it's going to be a false start on Walther. We'll see here. What's the call? Offsides on the Bulldogs.
Interesting. I didn't see anything up front, but
it must have been like more of a neutral zone infraction lined up, because I did not see any movement up front. Interesting.
Sloppy play can hurt a well-off team. So let's hope that that's one of the Bulldogs' few mistakes tonight.
Back to pass. Scrambles out. Looking for an option.
Ooh.
Big hit, but still gets it away, and that's a first down for Walther.
Ooh, Petronella just leveled DeShazer. Looks like he's in some pain.
Actually, that was his backup, Anthony Reedy, in there. Looks like Anthony Reedy and DeShazer, the two freshmen, are splitting time, but, oh, man, after that hit, Reedy is not looking good.
Yeah, wow, what a hit by Petronella there.
Great job finishing the play, you know. Wasn't a late hit, clean hit, strong hit, though.
I don't know.
Walther know you're there.
In the NFL, that may have been called a late hit with all the precautionary measures that they're putting into today's game. But now, looks like Reedy's going to the sideline. Looks like it's going to be DeShazer in again.
Well, regardless, Walther do have a first down at the 40-yard line. I think the Bulldogs need to get a stop here to keep the field position battle in their favor.
Yeah, and a good job they've done of that so far. Let's see if they can keep it up.
And now it's DeShazer. A lot of chaos up front, but oh, that is bottled up by the Bulldogs.
Oh,
ball is out! And they're scooping, and they're going to try to score. And that is Adolfo Linares, the running back.
Wow.
A strip by probably a herd of Bulldogs. A pack, you may say. And Adolfo Linares scoops and scores.
Wow, what a play from the Bulldogs defense. You know, stopping them 3 and out the first 2 times and then causing a turnover for a score. That's what you want to see if you're a Bulldogs fan.
Adolfo Linares. What can you say about this kid? He is looking fantastic. Buys that guy Ryan Swift a bit extra time. Man, nothing gets the defense pumped up like some points on the board.
Oh, absolutely. Fantasy owners of the Bulldogs defense got to be happy.
Look at this. Adolfo Linares, realizing he can score. He has several Bulldogs behind him. Pasker, big heads-up player, or rather was that may have been Anton Dixon. Big heads-up play, getting the block to make sure Adolfo gets in the score.
That looked like Butch Whitkin there. Great block.
Butch Whitkin it was. You're correct.
And Fusi nails the extra point. So I think that missed field goal was just a fluke on Fusi's part.
Yeah, he's looking pretty solid from those last 2 extra points.
And plus, it's been a while since he kicked in a game situation.
That is true, you know. I think on that first kick, he wrapped his foot around it too much, got too much of the ball too close to his ankle, which caused the ball to not get the proper end-over-end spin you're looking for and have a little bit of a shank action to the left.
Yeah, in the last 2 games, Fusi attempted only 1 extra point. So it looks like he's back in the swing of things now.
That's sure, and 2 good kickoffs to his name as well.
Let's see if he can make it 3.
We'll see. With 4:06 left in the first quarter, the Bulldogs looking dominant, up 14-0.
Yeah, it looks like the game has been everything we've expected so far, but the Bulldogs got to be sure to keep a level head, you know, keep on playing their game and don't let Walther get into this game.
You know, I heard some of the Bulldogs on the sideline sometimes when they're in situations like this yelling to each other, 0-0, 0-0, because that's what they got to play like. They have to play like it's 0-0.
Interesting kick by Fusenato. Kind of looked like a squib kick.
Yeah, he blasted that right at the Walther player, causing him to muff the muff the kick. That was almost recovered.
Oh, yeah. Give like one or two more seconds, and we could be having a party for another turnover.
And now the Bulldogs defense. Last 2 possessions were turnovers. Let's see what this third possession has to offer.
Yeah, the Bulldogs defense looking stout as of now. Let's hope they can continue.
And end around. And he is brought down from behind.
Wow.
Great tackle by Captain Jordan Petronella.
Yeah, Petronella looking fierce once again, but we got a flag on the play now.
Looked like Antonio Williams is going to get the edge. Passarella may have grabbed him by the back of his jersey there. They waved off the flag. No flag for a horse collar tackle on that play. Good call by the refs. I didn't see much there.
Yeah, looked like a clean hit from here. But Petronella, he's a big, strong, fast guy. He's had 2 big hits so far in the game.
He has. I mean, Petronella getting in the backfield quickly and just disruptive play.
Yeah, it looks like running is going to be the major theme of the game, and the Bulldogs are doing everything they can to disrupt that.
Oh, great job shedding his block.
That's Mike
number
McCabe.
20. Mike McCabe. Can't ask for much more with Mike. Sheds his block, cuts off all the angles, doesn't go in too hard to let his player he's trying to tackle make a move, and allows the rest of his defense to come in and just bottles him up, not letting him get anything.
Yeah, you know, last year McCabe was playing wide receiver a little bit more. Now he's made the transition to linebacker. Looks like everything's going very smoothly for him at that position.
And now it's a 3rd and forever for Walther.
Yeah, gonna be tough to get anything going, especially with a weak-armed quarterback.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what they call a pass here. The last 2 passes did not end well for Walther. Actually, it looks like chaos. Complete chaos for Walther. Dump it off. And he does not. That looked like a broken play if I've ever seen one.
Oh, yeah. When you have Petronella looking down into your sights, I mean, that's going to strike the fear in any man. And he just lobs it up to his player, who I guess you could say bailed him out, at least out of a turnover.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, that could have very easily been a turnover. That lob pass, and if Bulldogs had intercepted there, it probably would have been 6.
If Chap can field a punt here, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a big return, if not a touchdown. He's torn up the special teams for the Bulldogs, and I'd expect him to continue it here if he gets a chance.
I really would expect nothing less. Very short punt.
It looks like he will not get that chance.
Yeah, they are definitely kicking away from Matt Chap. His 2 running plays have both been near touchdowns. They don't want to give him the ball.
Yeah, Chap having a Devin Hester-esque performance so far. Special teams keeping the ball away from him, but still, he's putting some points on the board, even so.
Devin Hester this past week broke the record for most return touchdowns of all time, passing Deion Sanders with the Falcons.
That's great to see that. You wish he could have done it with the Bears, but hey, you can't have everything.
Yep, and now it's Ryan Swift. Split backs. Chap motioning the wide receiver. He has Chap in the flat. He's going to take advantage of it. Matt Chap facing up. Oh, man, you can see the quickness. As soon as Matt Chap plants his feet, he is gone.
Oh, yeah. Very tough to wrap that guy up.
His feet move so quickly when he wants to get going. I would be scared if I was a defender.
Oh, I think they are, Andrew. I think they are.
Ryan Swift under center. Dixon in the slot, or Dixon out wide. Chap in the slot to the left. Looks like Pearl Peardenach in the backfield. End around.
That's Zieglich.
Trying to get to the outside.
Ooh.
Oh, ball comes out. He was lucky that flew out of bounds.
Oh, yeah, you got to take care of the ball. Don't want a costly turnover that would really swing the momentum of the game. But lucky for Ziglich, the ball went out of bounds there.
Yeah, he saw the sideline and kind of got a little lackadaisical with his hands there. Dean Ziglich having another great year. Last year, he was probably the most reliable receiver on the Bulldogs, snagging everything. Today, not a little shaky, but expect more from him. Let's see if Swift takes advantage of this one-on-one coverage at the top of your screen here.
Yeah, there's Ziglich with the one-on-one coverage.
No safety help over the top for Walther. They are leaving Ziglich on an island.
Kyle Tracy!
And it is Kyle Tracy.
The trusty tight end. Nice to have a big target that you can throw to when in the red zone there.
Perfect seam route. Splits the defense like butter.
And it's great.
Slides in. Swift needles that ball through.
Great to see that, especially from a guy like Tracy. You usually see him doing a lot of the dirty work, getting some blocks in, but there he gets the glory of getting in the end zone.
Kyle Tracy must be thrilled on this homecoming night. Grammy's touchdown, and Fusi kicks his third consecutive extra point.
Bulldogs looking great so far.
They are, with 13.8 seconds left in this first quarter. You really don't have much to complain about the Bulldogs so far.
Yeah, all signs point towards a rout to this point. And if the Bulldogs can keep on doing what they're doing, I would expect nothing less.
Absolutely. And Nick Fusinato here to kick this one away. Oh, man. You can see the energy in the crowd of RB. They are electric.
Oh, yeah.
Loving it.
Absolutely. You know, last year the Bulldogs had a dreadful schedule, but the athletic director, he's put together a far more manageable schedule. And when you have winnable games, the crowd gets into it, the players get into it, and it's a real big confidence booster for the program.
It sure is, as Fusinato is preparing to kick this one away. A rocket that looks like it's going to roll into the end zone for the touchback. Good kick by Nick Fusinato.
Yeah, definitely an improvement from the squib kick last time.
Yeah, it was a squib kick about 10 yards off the ground that flew all the way into the end zone. You see the little fans in there loving being ball boys for the varsity team. Maybe kids like that one day will hopefully cycle into the program. The love of RB football will grow with wins like this.
Oh, absolutely, and that's what Coach Curtin's trying to do. You know, keep on funneling in good talent and build a strong program here at RB. So that's going to be a timeout for Walther. Timeout for the Mustangs.
It's important to note that Walther came from the Suburban Christian Conference, a conference with a lot of smaller Catholic schools, and they merged with the Western Suburban Conference. And so we have a East and West division. Walther is in RB's division, so that's really all that matters conference-wise. Every other game in the other division outside of RB's division is treated like a non-conference game. So Walther is matched up against some very strong, very big teams. Wheaton Academy and RB and Fenton and Glenbard South all in their division of the Western Suburban Conference.
Yeah, it's going to be tough runnings for the Mustangs throughout the season. And for the future, too, Walther is a very small school, about 500 students. So I'd be concerned as to whether they could field a team in the near future.
Handoff to Jalen Pugh. And Jalen Pugh gets all the way to the 25-yard line.
Solid run there, but Bulldogs not giving up anything big, and they're going to go into the end of the quarter looking mighty fine.
So, Steve, a lot has gone right for the Bulldogs. What do you think the Bulldogs have looked the best at from the last time we saw them at home here at Martin? Like, what do you think they've improved on the most?
Well, there have been very few penalties for the Bulldogs. last time we were on air when the Bulldogs played the Mustangs, they had a ridiculous amount of penalties that really held back their offense. They put up 22 points, but they could have easily put up 50 or so against that Morton defense, but the penalties really were a crutch to them.
Yeah, I think the golf team saw fewer flags than the Bulldogs that night.
That's a good one, Andrew.
Thank you, Steve. And at the end of this first quarter, the Bulldogs are up 21-0. Offense, great. Defense, great. Special teams, great. Not much to say.
Not much more you could ask for if you're a Bulldogs fan. All you gotta do is, just keep on doing what you're doing, and we should be looking at a route for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, if Bulldogs can increase the lead a little bit, make it a bit more, they could start cycling in some players that normally don't get much playing time. And that's important because if a player gets injured, those playing time minutes are incredibly important.
Oh, yeah, the future is paramount. And if you get some of the younger players in, it's only going to help down the road.
Sure has for Swift and Pearl Peardenach, who have had both very good games so far. Now Sheezy around to number 5, and he breaks a couple tackles. That is number 5, Antonio Williams. Broke a couple tackles. He was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. That was the hardest 1 yard you'll ever see.
Yeah, Bulldogs just bullying the Mustang running game, and it's been all dogs so far. Not much going on for the Mustangs.
And it all starts at this front 3 for the Bulldogs, I guess. You look at, Jordan Petronella playing awesome. Edwin Rios playing great. Dan McGee also playing fantastic. Those 3 guys are not letting the Broncos get anything.
Yeah, and it's not often you'll see 3 guys at the line of scrimmage, but the Bulldogs are pulling it off fantastically so far tonight.
Yeah, they are determined teams to beat by the pass, and looks like Walther has not proved to do that as there's a flag on the field.
Let's see
what the call is from the main ref. Offsides on the Bulldogs again. Interesting, another offsides call.
Yeah, normally you'll see a false start by the offense more often than you'll see offsides by the defense, but it's been the other way around tonight so far.
I think that's partially due to RB's aggressiveness. They really want to get after the quarterback, so they are really trying to time that snap count properly, and they just need to relax and know that if they play their game, they'll get there, they'll do fine. They can't try to do extra.
Yeah,
and that just gave them a first down.
Against a soft team like the Mustangs, you see defensive players licking their chops, get some good stats in on a weaker opponent. Ooh.
Tip pass. Oh, almost intercepted. That was close from Brandon Bennett.
Wow, look at the hit by Daniel McGee. He just knocks down the Mustangs quarterback, just bullying the Mustangs.
Again, Dan McGee, another one of those front 3 that has been devastating for Walther. They have no answer for him.
Oh, yeah, and there's not much you can do with a young quarterback and a relatively stagnant running game. If I'm the coach, I'm perplexed. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, and making the linebacking job for the Bulldogs a lot easier, those front 3. Because Walter's offense is designed to add confusion. It's a snap. Here you see 8 guys running the ball. Handoff to number 2 on the far side. That'd be Corey Pugh, and he gets wrapped up by pretty much the whole team.
Yeah, everyone's getting in on the action now, and why not? It's homecoming. Everyone's got to get a piece of this.
And, that's what caused the fumble on the last possession by the Broncos everyone getting to the ball, everyone ripping at the ball. It wasn't just one guy solo job. That was 4 or 5 RB players going after that ball.
Yeah, it's been a team effort so far, and the score shows it. Bulldogs up 21-0, and looks like there's going to be no change in that.
That's for sure. Looks like there's a 30-second timeout taken by Walther or the Bulldogs. It looks like.
Looks like they're trying to get.
All right, no, they're just trying to get the attention to wind the clock. There we go.
So Brandon Bennett coming out, and I think Butch Whitkin's back in there.
Another one of those juniors who just needs playing time here. Looks like a pass.
Oh!
Nearly intercepted. Oh,
Oh.
man, that was number 30 for the Bulldogs. Adolfo Linares getting up and almost picking that one.
Yeah. You know, interceptions can be tough to come by. So when you see the ball up there, up for grabs, you get very aggressive. And I think Linares there mistimed his jump.
He did, and yeah, you're right. That was up for grabs is a great description of that pass. And now just as dangerous as an interception, we have Matt Chapp. We'll see if they try to kick away from him again. He's urging the coach to ask you to move up a little bit, try to feel it. They try to short kick it on him again. Yeah. But he's like, play it safe. They try to kick to you, just play it safe, stay back. High snap. Oh, it's blocked.
Blocked punt.
And that was a great play. That was number 5, Butch Wicken, getting in there, getting his hands on it.
Yeah, again, dominating all 3 phases of the game. The special teams not letting up and just dominating.
The RB fans here have not seen a game like this in quite some time. And it's comforting to see the Bulldogs just walloping on Walther here.
Yeah, and I think the last few years the Bulldogs have played Nazareth on homecoming, and Nazareth, a great football program. It's tough to get a win there.
Glenbard South last year.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Glenbard South last year, Nazareth the year before.
Yep.
But this year they scheduled Walther. I mean, clearly it's much
Matt Chapp hauls it in, and
wow.
That's a touchdown! Matt Chapp! Oh, my goodness. First, the adjustment to the ball in the air, snags it in, breaks an arm tackle, and even hosts the defender up.
Wow.
Matt Chapp, what a great guy and a great player. Getting pumped up.
Matt Chapp is having a game. He already has a rushing touchdown and then a receiving touchdown. Just incredible game so far for Chapp.
Sure is, and again, Walther, no answer for him.
That's, again, another reference to his Matt Forte-like play, getting in all parts of the game.
And Nick Visnell sneaks that through the uprights.
Yeah, that one almost was far left, but Fusi snuck it in.
I cannot point out a single player in the Bulldogs who's not having a good game. Everyone's playing great.
Yeah.
Ryan Swift, perfect ball location on that throw.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And a game like this, it's just these are the games that make you happy. You signed up for football, because not always do you get to have fun like this. You know, the Bulldogs have struggled at times this season, but everything's going their way tonight.
And Adolfo Linares, one of those key players who has, really played great for the Bulldogs tonight on the offensive and defensive side of the ball.
Oh yeah, he's doing it all. The return, the fumble return for the touchdown, and he's just doing it all right now for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and this has got to be encouraging for Louis Grigoletti, RB's best offensive lineman. I'll say it. He's their best offensive lineman. Broken foot at the beginning of the year. Louis is suited up tonight. Not playing, but suited up tonight. He looks like he will play next week, though. I mean, that's got to be encouraging. Seeing his team win by this much, man, he must be drooling, wanting to get out there.
Oh, absolutely. Louis, Division I recruitee. He's had a great career. And he got, what's this?
And Kyle Tracy read that pretty well, but it looks like he's sneaking away. Nearly got the ball stripped, though. The long pitch was to Corey Pugh. Trying a little rope-a-dope.
Yeah, you know what? Give credit to the Walther coaches. I mean, they don't have much going for them, so they're pulling out everything at this point, and why not?
Look at this, punching at the ball. Oh, that almost came out. That would have been fantastic for Mike McCabe, who's already had a great game.
Yeah, it's great to see the Bulldogs have that kind of aggression, always trying to punch that ball out, get another turnover.
And now Walther under quarterback, Reedy. In the backfield, Corey Pugh with fullback. And that is a pitch to Pugh.
Ooh, that looked like a
good
hold there.
Blocking. Good tackle by number 18 of the Bulldogs, Eshawn Banks.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't see a hold there on number 50. But, I mean, everything's going the Bulldogs' way. I can see why the ref would hold the flag there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was good blocking, though, by Walther. Something the Bulldogs really need to, didn't shed a lot of blocks there. Walther sticking on their blocks pretty well. Bulldogs really do look like the dominant team tonight, though.
Yeah, they've dominated everything so far, and looks like everything's going their way. If they can just keep on doing what they're doing, they'll be well on their way to a victory.
It's a blitz, and that was stuffed. It may be short. We'll see where the spot lies. And that was a first down for Walther. Or no, it was a fumble, and Bulldogs recovered.
Wow, who saw that?
Great job by the Bulldogs. Tight scrum like that, everyone is punching at the ball. Taking a page out of the Bears' Charles Tillman's playbook there, punching at the ball. Looks like the Bulldogs recovered the ball, and they will be on offense.
Yeah, all those players in the scrum, I didn't get a look at who recovered that fumble.
Looks like Swift, play action.
Oh, one-handed catch, wow.
Anton Dixon, wow.
Ooh, wow.
What a grab.
Everyone's getting into it now, wow. A play like that, that'll electrify the whole offensive side.
Yeah, and that would also have been a little shot to Ryan Swift's confidence if he would have dropped that one, or that he wouldn't have failed to call it, because he had acres of space.
Yeah, the Bulldogs keep on moving the ball, and that's what you want to see. Against Morton, they were a bit stagnant, but the ball's still moving, and everything's going well for the Bulldogs offense.
Trap run, Pearden knock up the middle. They're pushing him. That big guy, that's number 75 for Walther Christian. Listed at 6'3", 379.
Wow, that's a big boy.
He is going to be hard to, actually, excuse me, that's 66, excuse me. That's 66. That's going to be a hard guy to move. Up the middle run will be difficult.
Yeah, but he can't be that mobile, I would guess.
Yeah. Those guys will be tough to move, I agree, though. Matt Chapp gets the outside, the speed, and into the end zone for his third touchdown of the game.
There's a flag on the play, though.
And maybe a block in the back on the Bulldogs. We'll see.
Well, how about Matt Chapp today? Just coming out having a career day. 3 touchdowns already. And we're about halfway through the second quarter. Just incredible.
Looks like a block in the back on the Bulldogs.
That one's going to come back.
I don't know if he needed a block in the back there. If he would have just let him alone, I think he would have.
Yeah, but as a blocker, you're just trying to help out any way you can.
Yeah, you're not thinking about that. I mean, that's the worst thought to have is like, oh, he's got it. You can't be passive like that. Trying to be aggressive, that's okay. I'll take that penalty. Still a second and short. And now it's Linares in the backfield. Back to pass. Ooh, that's almost intercepted. Was it? No, incomplete.
Yeah.
Swift and Dixon were down on the same page there.
Looks like Walther Rusher got through the line there and had an open shot at Swift. He just had to get rid of the ball as fast as he could.
He did. And a little panicked, I might add, from Ryan Swift tonight. He can stay calm, step up in the pocket, and deliver his passes. He has for some passes. The easy ones, though, seem to be evading him. You can't think of them as easy ones. And Matt Chapp bounces it outside, cuts inside, and gets the first down by a large margin.
Man, how elusive is Matt Chapp?
When I'm watching this kid, I am thinking that he's going to take it to the house every play.
Yeah, Walther looks like a bunch of kids trying to catch a rabbit. He's just jumping all over the place.
And now it'll be a 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line for the Bulldogs. Swift under center. Weak side eye. We chat in the backfield. Linares at fullback. Ziglich on your near side. Dixon on your far side. Play action.
Ooh, missed block.
Yeah, it looks like that was after the play action. That was Chapp's block to hit, and he just kind of missed his assignment there.
Now we got a Walther player down. Looks like number 75. He looks to be in a great amount of pain.
Both training staffs out there helping him.
That does not look good.
No, it does not. Let's see. I think they're maybe examining his right. Maybe it's a right hamstring. Maybe it's I don't know. They're feeling up that right hamstring area. That's an uncomfortable injury. Someone who's ripped a hamstring, had an avulsion fracture on his hip. That is not a fun injury to have.
Let's see.
Ryan Swift on the season before this game coming in. Great numbers. Looking sharp, but could be sharper. I mean, if we're going to be picky, could be a little sharper. That's the only part. I bet that's the only part of the Bulldogs that those easy passes. He needs to make sure he doesn't think of those easy passes and really drives the ball.
Yeah, but then again, when you have a player running at you, you don't want to take a sack. Get rid of the ball. Not necessarily what Ryan's done, but if you just throw the ball away, you'll be okay. He's tried to force passes when getting rushed, and I think that's where his problems have been
I
so
agree,
far.
and that is number 71, Ray White. One of those big interior linemen listed at 273.
Yeah, definitely got some big players on the Walther side, but that hasn't seemed to help him so far.
Yeah, I mean, for a defensive lineman, you can't just be big. You also have to be quick. And that, again, that is something RB has on its advantage. Petronella and McGee. Jordan Petronella is his first season playing lineman. I mean, he is the definition of quick. He is really a linebacker.
Yeah, sophomore year and junior year.
Good block
he
by
played
Chap.
linebacker.
Two blind, wide open
yep.
Anton Dixon, and that's a touchdown.
Wow.
That is a missed assignment right there by Walther.
How do you get that wide open?
Anton Dixon in the end zone for the touchdown.
That's Dixon's second catch of the day, coming after the sick one-handed grab. He gets a wide open pass, receives it in for the touchdown.
If he's going to catch one one-handed, he's not going to drop that one.
Yeah, not a chance.
And now it's Fucinato for the extra point to put the Bulldogs up 35. And it is through the uprights. Nick Fucinato tacks on the extra point, puts the Bulldogs up 35-0.
Yeah, you saw after the play how pumped up Anton was after that play, but normally you won't see him like that. He's a very soft-spoken young man. He usually keeps to himself, but he's really letting himself get out of there for that touchdown.
It's homecoming night. Let him have his fun, man. He is having fun.
Who isn't for the Bulldogs?
Yeah, I have not heard this type of excitement in the crowd for the Bulldogs in a long time. Up 35-0 with 6 minutes left in the first half.
Yeah, this was is that Jordan Petronella kicking?
That is. I think they're trying out backup kicker Jordan Petronella.
Yeah, he kicked off a few times for the Bulldogs last year, but is there something wrong with Fusia?
Oh, I don't see him getting treatment from the trainers. I think he is all right. Yep, Nick Fucinato, fine, walking along on the sideline. Just
giving him a rest, I guess.
Yep. I mean, if there's an injury, it's good to have someone who's got some actual game reps.
Yeah, but kicking definitely isn't Jordan's forte, but boy, can he sack a quarterback.
Sure can. And they are keeping him in there. Yeah, Jordan Petronella on the line on your nearsighted picture number 53. Look at him shedding a blocker, getting to the ball. It is hard. I am having a hard time following the ball in this Walther offense. Bulldogs doing a great job tracking today.
Yeah, nothing's getting past the Bulldogs. Everything is getting bottled up right at the line of scrimmage. Very few times have the Mustangs got one around for a big gain.
That's the truth.
So
And it is Reedy under center. Split backfield. And there was movement. That is definitely, I hope that's a false start. There's been 2 pre-snap penalties. And yes, that is a false start on Walther.
yeah,
If you are down in the game, it is 2nd down, and you're 2nd down and 10. That is not what you want. You don't want to be giving away penalties at this point.
yeah, down 35. The last thing you want is another penalty. You know, the coach has enough to worry about already, and then you make a dumb mistake like that, and then you're looking at 2nd and 15 or so.
And now it's Reedy back. Aaron's pass. I guess he was trying to find number 11, Kevin Smith, the tight end. But that was closer to 2 Bulldogs than
Yeah,
Smith.
you know, he just doesn't have the power. He's a small kid, and it looks like he's having trouble in getting the ball any kind of distance.
I mean, he's a freshman. I have a feeling their quarterback left there. I'm not certain, but I'm feeling their quarterback, probably a junior or senior, left their team in that first game when 10 players quit after their embarrassing loss to Wheaton Academy, 47-0. So they have a really tight-knit group now. They may not play well, but these are the guys that have stuck through thick and thin. And, you know, Reedy, hey, if he's a freshman and he's getting reps in the starting team, you know he'll be all right by his senior year. He will be good. And another swarming tackle by the Bulldog defense pushes Walther back even further.
Well, that is if there still is a Walther football program. There's only 500 or so kids that attend the school, so it's going to be tough to field a 30, 20 kid roster.
Yeah, and you are correct. I mean, love of football, available everywhere, but you know it's growing harder and harder by the day. Even in RB's dark days, though, the last 2 seasons, there's still guys cycling in. Granted, school's 3 times the size with around 1,600 kids at RB, but you know there are always kids who are willing to play football. Short punt. I think kicking away from Chapstow.
Yeah, or maybe they can't even get it to him because they've had trouble punting it anywhere.
That's true, and you are correct, and he did get a little behind the ball, just caught the tail end, waffled up in the air, and probably went 15, 20 yards.
Yeah, it's an interesting conundrum that the Bulldogs have been dealing with the past few years because they have a relatively large school by some respects.
True.
And you look at a school like Glenbard South, that's actually smaller than RB. They've had great success over the past few years, but such has not been the case for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and you can see the difference this year. A lack of commitment, you know, the last couple of years of the seniors. From what I've heard from players, that the last couple of years the seniors, you know, kind of didn't go as hard as they did when they were juniors or sophomores. And this senior class was determined to not make that their legacies, that they slacked off senior year. That's why we lost. The seniors were all kind of slacking. They're going hard.
Yeah, and why not? It's your last year. Give it up. Lay everything on the line, and that's all you can really do.
In the backfield, Brian Kulaga. Pass to Kyle Tracy. Kyle cuts up field, breaks 1 tackle, and it had to be brought down by 3 players. Eventually on the tackle, number 1, Aubrey Hogan.
Yeah, Tracy is a big dude. He's 6'4", about 190, but you know, he's a tough guy to bring down, and he's a nice large target for Swift.
Yeah, he is listed. Yeah, you're right, Kyle Tracy. You know, he doesn't look that big when you're walking by him in the hallways. He's actually kind of a slender guy, but I can just imagine having a tough time bringing him down on the football field. And that's Kulaga. Bumps to the outside, cuts up field, drags a man with him past the first down marker, moving the chains.
Yeah, we haven't heard a lot from Kulaga so far this game, but yeah, with injury he sustained against Nazareth, he's had some back problems, and you didn't see a lot of him against St. Edward's last week in their loss, but he's been a key part of the Bulldogs offense this year and last year. In one game, he had 5 touchdowns in one game.
That's incredible. Yeah, you are correct. That was against Westside last year. I was at that game in Gary. Matt Schaap nearly brought down to the backfield, breaks tackle, cuts
Wow.
outside, cuts inside.
Wow.
Matt Schaap.
Third touchdown of the game. This kid is ridiculous.
He can do it all. I was thinking, oh, that's a sure loss for the Bulldogs. Breaks one tackle. I'm like, oh, he's contained now. Slips another tackle. Oh, he's contained now. Cuts it one way, and that's in the end zone for Matt Schaap. Wow.
Yeah.
Change that rushing touchdown to 3 for Matt Schaap. You can't ask for much more.
Yeah, I gotta imagine it's just a nightmare to make an open field tackle on Schaap. He's just so elusive, so hard to bring him down.
And after that, the score is Bulldogs 42, Broncos 0.
Yeah, now it's just getting ugly now for the Mustangs. Bulldogs are just running rampant over the Mustangs.
Yeah, and I believe the Bulldogs are up by a certain score. I'm not sure what that score is exactly. 51 points, I'm hearing. 51 points at the end of the half or whenever. The clock is just a running clock. There'll be no clock stoppages. So I think RB, they're really putting in their they're really the second team. They have plenty of guys. They're putting in their second team.
Yeah, and that's important for the future. It's always nice to have more experience with your younger guys. It's great building technique for the future.
And now again, that backup philosophy, Jordan Petronella kicking away.
Yeah, I don't know what the school of thought behind it is. I guess saving Fusi from injury, but I don't see what would happen on a kickoff.
I feel like, RB is trying to guard against worst case scenario. Nick is injured. They want a guy who they know they can do all right. And that was a decent kick from Petronella. Oh, nearly blew him up in the backfield. That was Eshawn Banks. Nearly got a big hit. Flew by the returner for Walther.
Yeah, and, sometimes in blowouts you'll see players that usually don't kick, getting in just for kicks. Like, I remember last year Texas A&M was playing Rice. Johnny Manziel got in for a PAT, and he missed it. But I think Jordan could give Johnny Manziel a run for his money.
I'm sure
in the
he could at
department.
kicking. Yes, at kicking.
It's a really important debate, but I think Jordan would win.
Yeah, it'd be close at quarterback, but I think Johnny would have the edge. And RB another swallowing defensive pressure. 0 gain for Walther.
Yeah, it's not pretty for the Mustangs, and it's going to be a rough season over at Walther Lutheran. I mean, they don't have very much to work with, I'll be blatantly honest.
Mm-hmm. Our sophomore class now is about the size of their entire school. They're about 500 kids, our sophomore class.
Yeah.
So they really have you're right, they don't have a lot to work with. They have to play freshmen. They have to play sophomores. So, yeah, Walther Christian, they really don't have a lot to work with. And that was a good run, a tough fought, 60 yards for Walther.
Yeah, Bulldogs got to be careful to keep the pedal to the metal. Don't let Mustangs get any sort of confidence going into half.
And as the clock is winding down, 53 seconds on the clock. I think Walther maybe just trying to run it out. I don't think they trust the arm of the quarterback, to be blatantly honest. There's only been one completion for Walther on 5 passing attempts. One of them was a touchdown. Pretty much everyone except the completion was a near interception.
Well, if you count count the interception as a completion, then they got 2. But
yeah, that's correct.
Just the wrong team.
Yeah, wrong team. I know. Wrong color jersey. All right, they're going for it on 4th down. 17 seconds. Let's see what Walter's big hit play is here with 11 seconds. 9, 8, 7, snap. Up the middle run. Bust 1, tackle 4, 3, 2. Bulldogs ripping at the ball, and it's out. And it doesn't matter anyway. The half is over. Chuck it up as a forced fumble, though, for the Bulldogs. And that will end our half. I'm Andrew Pilevsky here with Stephen Bear. Be back in a second with more Bulldog football Game of the Week action. Welcome back to the RIB TV Game of the Week. I'm Andrew Plewski here with Stephen Bear at Shuey Stadium. And this game is looking like a rout at halftime. Bulldogs up 42-0 on homecoming night. So, Steve, what do you expect from the Bulldogs in the second half, up 42-0?
More of the same, but you could expect more substitutions to come in to give a chance to less experienced players.
Yep, games like this are perfect breeding ground for those second stringers who need minutes. Because, I mean, football is a game of injuries. You will have injuries. You're not going to have a healthy team. You will need to find substitutes at the most crucial time in your season. And this is the breeding ground for those games. So expect a lot out of the Bulldogs in the second half, despite the subs. Kicking away, Jalen Pugh. Jalen Pugh is kicking away for Walther.
You got Mario Salgado, and it looks like Devontae McHale back there.
It was
Kyle
Dan
Straight.
Chambers falls on that one. After, I think maybe it was an attempt at an onside.
Yeah, I guess taking everything out of the trick book at this point. Got nothing to lose now.
Why not work on your onside for later in the season if they need it?
Yeah, but I'm not sure that Walther's going to be in many close games this year from what I've seen.
Yeah, it has been a rough season for them. If you missed us in the first half, Walther have 3 losses in 3 games. 47-0 to Wheaton, 55-12 to Fenton, and 35-0 against IC Catholic. Solid run by the Bulldogs. That'd be number 27 on the Bulldogs. Not listed in the roster. I guarantee it was a sophomore, someone brought up for the game knowing that they'd get minutes.
Yeah, and that's what you want to do, just give opportunities to younger guys.
That's a good run, number 7, as we have an injured Walther player on the field.
Yeah, this is when it could start to get ugly. I mean, you're already down 42-0. You have very few players as it is. Last thing you want is more players injured.
And that looks Malik Jenkins, the offensive lineman, linebacker, the junior coming out of the game. Hate to see one of their more experienced players leaving the game with how young this team is already. Bulldogs will take over on offense, though. And in the shotgun, we do not have Swift. We have Dean Zieglich.
Yeah, he played a little to start off last game, and then they went back to Swift.
Interesting. And that's 21 on the Bulldogs. Marvin McKenzie, he is pure speed. He is nothing but speed.
Yeah, you could liken Marvin to your Deshaun Jacksons or maybe your Devin Hester type of players. If you get him out in open space, he can definitely be very dangerous.
You know, not the best lateral movement. Made state as a freshman for the 100-meter dash. That's an accomplishment in of itself. If they could just transfer that speed to the football field, you'd have a dangerous player.
Oh, yeah, but, you know, it's not always that easy. Speed is one thing, but you need great football IQ, and, yeah, there's just a lot more to it.
And that's number 27 on the Bulldogs. Not even a name on the back of his jersey. Probably a sophomore, came up for the game. Looks like he's running pretty well, though.
I think that may be Joey Swallow. I'm not sure.
That is a definite possibility. Joey Swallow was on the sophomore team last year.
Very dominant player for the sophomores.
Sure was. And he is only a sophomore, isn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
So, you know, that'd be great exposure to him getting in the varsity game. Because in any sport, the difference in speed, ferocity, and everything between sophomore and freshman level is pretty significant.
Interesting what the Bulldogs are doing now. It looks like some sort of wildcat formation.
Dean Zieglich, the natural wide receiver, he'd be the guy to run it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You saw that a lot out of the Miami Dolphins. Maybe Coach Kern's taking some plays out of their book.
He may be. Not here as Zieglich lines up under center.
I don't know what kind of arm Zieglich has, but apparently he's the backup guy. So
handoff around the end. Joey Swallow may break a big one here if he gets a block.
Wow.
He does. And brings it down to the 21-yard line. Joey Swallow, the sophomore.
Yeah, nice play there. Yeah, Bulldogs are just coming right at the Mustangs, not letting up.
And now checking into the game, Dean Ziegler, Dean Ziegler, just coming back to conference coach. Checking out is Marvin McKenzie. See on the near side field, Devontae McKell.
Devontae, another speedy guy. He could be a game changer.
Sure has, especially given him single coverage.
Looks like
a flag on the near side of the field. Handoff to number 81 on the Bulldogs, that's Dan Chambers. See what the flag is, though. Let's see the call here. False start on the Bulldogs. I think that may have been on Devontae on the near side of the field.
Yeah, these new players, maybe a little nerves coming in, first in-game experience. That could definitely be a factor.
You saw Can Chambers there, busting through Walther. That's something RB has done well. Even when they get tackled, they fall forward. Extra 1, extra 2, extra 3. That adds up.
Yep.
Comes to a guy, doesn't try to cut it back, just lowers his shoulders and tries to get a couple extra yards. And that really does make a difference. Football's a game of inches, so if you get a yard, that's a big deal.
Yeah, in a bigger game, that can make the difference between making the playoffs and staying home. So
that's true, and it also shows that our coach Curtin is really preaching the fundamentals. Even in a blowout like this, Bulldogs up 42-0, he is preaching the fundamentals, making sure his players are playing the game right, even when they really honestly don't have to.
Yeah, the Bulldogs could easily just phone it in, but there's a bunch of young players and trying to prove something to the coaches. So I don't see that happening. They're going to give it all they got throughout.
McKenzie checkbacks in. Coaches are having a conference with the team right now. A little bit of game plan together. And the clock is running. Yeah, I think we are at a running clock at this point.
Yeah, I think that could be beneficial for both sides. Bulldogs will get out of here faster with a victory, and maybe we'll save some players from getting injured for the Mustangs.
Exactly. Nobody wants an injury. Pitch out wide. And that is a Swallow. Swallow gives a couple yards. Doesn't quite make back the false start penalty, but puts him at a 2nd and 13. And now the Bulldogs have the ball on 25-yard line, up 42-0 with 6:50 and the running clock left in the 3rd quarter. Ziegler's in the shotgun. Man in motion, that's Chambers. And there was movement. Flag called, false start on the Bulldogs. And it was Zach Michkowski in for the Bulldogs, not Joey Swallow, Zach Michkowski. Zach, another sophomore. It is a sophomore anyway. Zach Michkowski. He's played a little quarterback for the sophomore team in the past, so it's good to see him. Mobile guy. The quarterback for the sophomore team went down. Zach Michkowski fills in. Now he's coming up to the varsity team. What a year for that kid.
Oh, yeah. This guy can do it all. He's just an athlete, and he'll do whatever he needs to help his team win.
On the near side, Xavier Martinez. And pitch out to A.J. Hoskins. A.J. bounces it outside and gets brought down. Cannot take the edge, but still gets a gain of about 10 or 12. Flag, though. Holding on the Bulldogs. And that erases the great run by Hoskins. Bumps him all the way back.
Yeah, you don't want to get sloppy. Yeah, it'd be easy to 42-0 lead, but that's just not a good habit to get into. Not every game is going to be like this, and the Bulldogs got to play like that.
That's true. And, yeah, now this makes it a 2nd and long way. On the 40, have to get to the 13 for the first down. And they have 2 plays to do it.
I'd be interested to see if you see Ziegler passing the ball, because I haven't seen him throw a ball before, but he's an athlete, so I wouldn't put it past him.
Oh, shake and bake from Hoskins in the backfield, and he gets dropped. And that tackle is made by number 51, Josiah Clare.
Yeah, Hoskins, he's listed as a quarterback too, so a lot of versatile players on the Bulldog side.
Let's see if Dean Ziegler on the 3rd and 31 uses a bit of that arm we haven't seen yet. All run plays from the Bulldogs so far.
Yeah, but I also wouldn't be surprised to just see another running play. It's a 42-0 game, but
yeah, it sure is.
Anything could happen here.
Ziegler in the shotgun. 8 men in the box for Walther. Looks like an option for Ziegler. Cuts it upfield and gets swamped by about 8 Walther players.
Yeah, it looks like the Bulldogs are content to just keep on running that clock. They're not trying to run up the score. And that's good sportsmanship on the part of the Bulldogs.
Yep, and it looks like Linares is out there with the punting unit. Linares will punt it away for the Bulldogs.
So I believe this is Zeke Linares' first punt of the season. Yeah, he has somewhat of a background in soccer, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a solid punt out of Linares here.
It's a high flyer, a lot of hang time, but not a
fumble.
And it looks like the Bulldogs got the ball. They look like they were down on it first. Well, that's an advantage of a high punt. Gives that guy a lot of time to think about it. Despite the fair catch call, he still muffed it, and it will be Bulldog ball on the 30-yard line, and another Walther player down. That's not what you want to see, Steve.
Oh, yeah. You know, the game's pretty much in hand. You don't want to see anyone get injured, especially for a Walther team that only fields 30 or so players.
Yeah.
But
and coming up after the 4th quarter, we have a 2.5-hour special, all new People in Perspective Marathon, followed by an exclusive interview with former football coach Dwayne Buderudis, hosted by RB football coach Brandon Curtin. That's something you don't want to miss, Steve.
Absolutely. Former coach talking to the current coach. Got to be some tips he could give him.
Yeah. And as the Walther player gets on his feet and walks unassisted back to sound, looks like maybe a back injury. That's not what you want.
You know, it looks like he's going to be okay. He's getting off the field with his own power. But how about the punt from Linares? Would you call that an onside punt then?
I guess you would. I mean, you don't really have many other ways to call it. That was a high bomb. You see Dean Ziegler having a great game at quarterback despite normally being a receiver, you know. Versatility is something that is coached here with the Bulldogs.
So now you got who's that? Number
Michkowski.
13. Yeah.
Or wait, no, 13. Excuse me, that is Xavier Martinez. Michkowski's 27.
Yeah, these sophomore players, they're hard to keep up with.
Yeah, they sure are. They cycle through. Well, Xavier's a junior, but he did, yes, you're right. He played on the sophomore team, makes you a new player to varsity, similar to Michkowski. As you see him here, you know, good pursuit by Walther. Tries to cut it inside. Good fundamental tackle by Josiah Clare, who leads Walther in tackles today. I mean, you'd expect nothing else from a junior middle linebacker. Pitch out, and that is Amir Alvarado.
Nice run.
The ball's out, but
Oh,
it looks
boy.
like Alvarado got back on it. And it will be Bulldog ball and a first down.
Yeah, it's nice to see these guys getting opportunities to show what they've got, you know.
Oh, no, Walther recovered. Oh, man, that's not what you want. Alvarado is junior and coming out here trying to show the coach what he's made of, and it's not what you want to see.
Yeah, it looked like a solid run. He didn't secure the ball to the ground. And gotta be careful there. Sometimes you'll phone it in as you're going down, but you have to hold on tightly all the way through.
So 13 is Michkowski. I see his helmet off now. I can see 13 is Michkowski.
Ah, there's another fumble.
Ball is
Loose
flying
ball.
up in the air.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
Zeke
Yeah.
Linares saw the ball. He was licking his chops.
It's flagged for the late hit. Not a smart play for Zeke Linares. Come on, he's up 42 points. Not what we want. And with 43 seconds left in the third quarter, no reason to take a late hit call like that.
Yeah, but you could make the argument that he may have been going for the ball.
He
was trying to jump over him.
He tried to avoid him, yeah. Maybe the official saw it as leaving his feet. It looked to me like he was trying to avoid him. I mean, you can't bicker too much about missed calls now, but that appeared to be an unjust one.
Yeah, no, Linares, he's a good, clean player. You won't see that out of him.
Yeah, I was shocked.
Looked like an honest mistake on his part.
It did, and now Walther have the ball with a 1st and 2 from their own 17-yard line. Trap. And he gets brought down, but after the line of scrimmage. Good, hard running from, that was the Walther player number 3. That's Jalen Pugh. Brother of Corey Pugh, 1 year older. Actually, 1 year younger. Bigger guy. He's less of a running back, more of a linebacker, whereas brother Corey, we've seen a lot this game for Walther. And that's the end of the third quarter. Bulldogs up 42-0. So, Steve, what did you see from the Bulldogs that quarter that you were impressed with?
You know what? Younger guys coming in and doing their job. You know, they didn't put any points, but, you know, they're running the offense. They're keeping the clock ticking, and, you know, the defense is containing, and there's really not much more you could ask for. 42-0, the game's in hand. You just want the game to be managed, and that's what they're doing.
They are managing, I agree.
All right, let's look at some highlights here from the...
Yeah. Look at this, great job holding onto the ball there. You saw Tracy getting mugged, back arched, not fun there. And this is where we see Dan Chambers fighting through another couple tackles. See what I'm seeing? Both those guys are falling forward. Both those guys are staying aggressive, trying to get the extra 3 yards. And here he is, the mystery man, 27. It's not Michkowski. I saw Michkowski's number 13 with his helmet off. Still do not know who number 27 is. And that's run to the Pugh brother, the younger one, Jalen.
I wonder what kind of sibling rivalry they got going on there.
Yeah, play the same position on their team. You gotta have a sibling rivalry, a great chemistry, possibly both.
But I bet both can agree that it's not fun losing 42-0.
Yeah, that is true. And now it's William DeSazer Jr. under center, split backfield. Handoff to Corey Pugh. Corey Pugh breaks one tackle, bounces it outside. He could take this to the house. Good tackle by Zeke Linares. The catch-up speed there was evident.
And there's some sloppy play there from the Bulldogs. Couldn't wrap up on that tackle. And, you know, that's not what you want to see. You know, you want to play the whole game.
Look at this catch-up speed from Linares. Coming all the way from the near side of the field, all the way across the field. That feels wider than it looks, Steve Bear.
Yeah, Linares, you know, he bailed them out on that play. That definitely could have been 7 points.
And now Linares lined up on the far side of the field with Schaefer on the near side. And now it's Linares coming up. Oh, great tackle by Linares.
Nice play.
Great job hitting the guy low, keeping him up. As you know, as they say, keep him up. If you don't want to fall down, there's 3 guys coming to knock your head off.
Yeah, Wackrow in on the tackle too. You know, great to see these guys that don't get minutes usually.
The seniors, yeah.
Yeah, getting some key.
On their homecoming night. Can't ask for much more from seniors like this. With 9 minutes and 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter, Arby has 8 men in the box, pretty much as always. Oh, they hit him in the backfield, but Corey Pugh will not be put down easily. And he gets 2 yards. Those are some hard-fought 2 yards, Steve.
You see Jake Schaefer in on the tackle there. He's another guy along with Banks who didn't come to the team until the end of the summer. But you have to play at least 14. You have to wait 14 practices before you can be eligible to play in a game. So they've paid their dues, and now they're eligible. And nice to see them getting in on a tackle there.
And what a night to be eligible to. 42-0 on your homecoming night, your senior year. What a first game of the season to have, Steve. And now Caesar Jr. hands off to Jalen Pugh. And Jalen Pugh brought down little short, 2 yards short of the first down, making 4th and 2. And Walther's going for it.
Yeah, why not at this point? Really nothing to lose at all.
Where this is going, they may need to go for it on 4th down more than they'd like this season.
Yeah, you know, it's tough, but you have to do what you have to do.
And it looks like DeShazer Jr. still under center. George Reynolds on the near side. Handoff. Oh, and that is Corey Pugh who bounces to the outside. Hit him low. Good job by number 8 on the Bulldogs, A.G. Hoskins, getting low, not letting Corey Pugh bounce outside of him.
Yeah, you see a missed tackle there by Schaefer. That's probably where skipping out on the summer came back to bite him. You see it right here.
Mm-hmm. But you've got a good job hitting him low. He's not going to hurdle you. You're too tall to hurdle you. You know, you got to, if you hit him low, can't run without your legs, Steve. Can't run without your legs.
Really? Really?
That is true. I tried once. It's not very fun.
The Bulldogs still pitching a shutout, even with their subs in. Let's see if they can keep it up.
7 minutes, 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Handoff to Pugh. They are just working the Pugh brothers. Jalen and Corey. That was Corey on that time. Jalen a couple other times. And they are becoming too much for this Bulldog, really second team front.
Yeah, you know what? You could see them getting a little lazy here. I mean, it's 42-0. I mean, you can't really blame them, but, you know, later on in the season, they're not going to have the luxury of being lazy.
Yeah, and, you know, it's hard also coming into the game. You don't have a feel of the game, coming in the fourth quarter, taking some of your first snaps in the fourth quarter because you don't know what that's going to be like. And now it's Corey Pugh. Takes it down to the 1 yard line.
Just looks like he's just short. Oh, now we got some shoving
going on. We got a little
on.
extracurricular activity here.
That's not what you want to see.
And official separated, no flags thrown. Try to keep this as penalty-free as possible.
Yeah, and for the most part, there haven't been too many penalties, especially from the Bulldogs.
Yep, especially aside from some offsides calls and a couple false starts, nothing much for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and Bulldogs got to keep that up because if the Bulldogs want to contend with some of these tougher teams like your Nazes and your St. Edwards, you're going to have to do that in the future.
Well, grabbing a win tonight is always a good thing here.
Definitely.
As the Pugh brothers, Jalen and Corey, line up in the backfield. One of them's getting it, and it's Jalen. Powers into the end zone for the touchdown. The bigger, younger brother, Jalen Pugh, puts Walther's first points on the board.
Yeah, just an underman, I guess you could say, Bulldogs D, a little inexperienced. But, I mean, for the most part, they've done a solid job. But, you know, 42-0, time ticking down in the fourth quarter, you could see how they'd get a little lazy.
Yeah, it is true. And, I mean, we're still playing a varsity team, Steve. This isn't a sophomore team that Walther's fielding here. I mean, they still are a team. We can't just expect to put our subs in and have them lay down. Good throw, broken up by number 4, Zeke Linares.
Wow. Zeke's had a good day on the homecoming court, and then makes a few nice plays on that drive. Even though they scored, he's done a solid job coming in as a replacement.
I can congratulate our homecoming king, queen, Kate Cosner, and Josh Sylvie.
Yeah, Josh Sylvie, just great guy. You got to be happy for a kid like that.
I think everyone at RB is. I'm sure if you knew him, you voted for him.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know many people that didn't vote for the kid.
That's true. And now with 5:47 left in the fourth quarter, Bulldogs up 42-6. Let's see what they can do on offense. Dean Zingelich, second chance, possibly quarterback. I doubt they're bringing Swift out now.
Yeah, really no reason to. You're just risking injury.
Yeah.
And, interesting to see them run a different kind of offense, different from usual.
You're right.
And, of course, getting the backups some much-needed experience.
The band always pumped up. Even after they're all changed out of their brand new marching uniforms.
Oh, yeah, the marching band is looking very fresh tonight.
I agree.
Onside kick, perhaps? No.
High. And that's Linares.
Oh,
bouncing
baby.
Outside.
Oh! Ooh.
And he gets brought down by Corey Pugh.
Linares keeping up his solid game. Zeke's actually the cousin of Bulldogs running back and defensive back, Adolfo Linares. So I guess football runs in the family for them as well as the Pews.
Yeah, I guess. And Adolfo having a great game. Zeke and Adolfo, both of them having a fantastic games here.
Oh, yeah.
Against Walther.
Zeke wasn't necessarily blessed with the size that Adolfo was, but that does not stop him.
And look at this, Zach Michkowski, the sophomore, coming in, taking a couple snaps on homecoming night for RB. What a feeling for that.
Oh, yeah.
Ryan Swift must get flashbacks to when he was a sophomore taking snaps against Naz, except it was 42-0 for Naz, not RB.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of miscommunication there.
Bailey Sandrick stopped in the backfield. It'll be second down and 13.
But you can't expect a well-oiled machine from some of your underclassmen.
Yep.
That's just to be expected, but it will come along with experience. I bet Ryan Swift, he was probably similar his first time, but
sure was.
He sure has come along.
And you only have a certain amount of reps, you need to get before you start becoming more oil. And this is putting the oil in the machine, dropping some WD-40 and getting these varsity reps.
Was that a product placement?
That was not a licensed product placement. And wow, look at that hustle.
Nice play.
And that's Amir Alvarado, who fumbled for the Bulldogs last time, trying to atone for that. Broke a couple tackles and makes it a third and very manageable.
Yeah, he's been running very aggressively, looking pretty sharp. Besides the fumble, of course.
He's not letting arm tackles stop him. You're going to have to bring him all the way down. And now it's Michkowski giving the play call to his team, really the second team. But a varsity team, any of these guys could play. Any of these guys could play with an injury.
It just takes one injury, yep.
Just takes one injury, and these guys are out there starting. So we really can't judge him as like a second. And there's Michkowski.
Nice
And
play.
Michkowski gets the first down and more. However, flag on the field. I think it may be a holding.
Yeah, it looks like this one's coming back.
Oh, man, that's not what the Bulldogs needed. A holding call. After it looked like the hold came after Michkowski was already. Let's see if we can see it on this screen here. Yeah, I think you saw 6 there. Got to get blocked in the back a bit. I think that's where the holding call came from. 2:20 left in the game. RB up 42-6 on homecoming night.
Yeah, everything's going well. You always got a sour taste in your mouth. A loss on homecoming can dampen the whole weekend, but such will not be the case this year for the Bulldogs.
As it has in years past. And now it's Michkowski. Pitch to Amir Alvarado.
Gets smothered.
Barely gets past the line of scrimmage. Good tackling by Walther. And now the punt unit comes out for the Bulldogs with Linares punting once again. Let's see if they can get another muff punt recovery.
Yeah.
Minute 40 left in the game.
Zeke's brilliantly, strategically high punts. That's what drew the muff punt.
Exactly.
I know he practiced that.
He practiced it. He had to. All right.
Let's see if we can get a little bit more distance on this one.
Yeah. You got a little more distance there. It's taking the RB roll. Hey, that came out not looking too bad. That was a decent 30, 40-yard punt.
Yeah, Lennard is doing it all tonight. He broke up a 2-point conversion. He has a couple of nice tackles and then a couple of solid punts.
And Walther will take over with the running clock. 45 seconds left in the game. They may only have time to run a couple of plays. The clock ticks down now.
Yeah, you know what? Very solid game for the Bulldogs. You knew Walther wasn't that great coming in.
Oh, he may break it. Great hustle from number 8 on the Bulldogs. That's A.J. Hoskins.
So that's going to stop the clock.
Timeout by Walther. They want to run a couple more plays. You know, really get a couple, maybe try to put six more on the board.
Yeah, but either way, the Bulldogs are going to come out with a victory and a much deserved, much earned victory for the Bulldogs.
You have to love the intensity the starting lineup played with. They came out here ready to play.
Yeah, and the backups too. They did give up that touchdown, but just solid play. You know, you come in looking for an opportunity to impress coaches, and I think some players like Linares, they've really done that.
Yeah, they've done the dirty work tonight.
But yeah, I think they kind of took the gas off the pedal a little, stopped running passing plays, but still, just a solid showing all around.
You're right, and with 42-6, that's a scoreline RB fans would love to get used to seeing.
Yeah, and you saw it against Moore in a 22-0 victory.
Yeah.
And then you had a 2-week hiatus with tough teams like Naz and St. Edwards, but wow.
Oh, good grab.
Nice catch.
Held and out of bounds. That's number 11 on Walther. They're calling another timeout. They want to get 6 more with 8 seconds left.
That's probably the best play of the day for the Mustangs. Nice pass, place it right where only he could catch it.
Yeah, you're right. That was a great pass. Beautiful ball location by Walther there.
This should be the last play of the game, though.
This should be. You're right. Walther, do you think they have a 34-yard play in their pocket?
I'll be honest, I don't know if the quarterback can throw 34 yards.
Yeah, with us decent past that last one. We'll see. Maybe we need some yak yards after the catch yards.
Yeah, my prediction would be he could throw it around 10, maybe 7-yard line, but I don't think he could throw much further than that. Small guy, not a huge arm.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that is Anthony Reedy.
So
for the last play of the game on homecoming night with the double reverse.
He's got a bootleg, and he's just going to throw. Oh, Wackrow with the interception.
David Wackrow getting the interception to end homecoming night for the Bulldogs, prevailing 42-6. Stick around after the game. Coming up next for a 2.5-hour all-new People in Perspective marathon, followed by an exclusive interview with former football coach Dwayne Buderudis. This is hosted by RB football coach Brendan Curtin. Gotta love everything. David Wackrow interception in the end. RB shaking hands for Andrew Plewski and Steve Bear. So long and good night.